The CEO of Unity steps down. Call of Duty is set for Game Pass, and an army of Minecraft players revolt against Mojang. I'm Ash Dixon, and this is GINX News. Unity has announced that John Riccitiello is stepping down as their president, CEO, chairman, and board member. It's rather big news, yet somewhat expected after the absolute dumpster fire that was Unity's sudden announcement of new runtime fees. It turns out that suddenly telling your clients that they'll have to pay more for new and old games per install would piss them off. God, if only someone could have foretold such a scenario. Well, John Riccitiello didn't, and now he's out the door. He's a rather infamous fellow, being the former boss of EA, everyone's favourite. Apparently, he once proposed charging Battlefield 3 players per reload. Well, he joined Unity back in 2013, and suddenly everything that's happened makes perfect sense. Now, it is somewhat nice to see consequences for once for these kind of things, but let's be honest, despite being utterly incompetent, the dude is still walking around with a net worth of $500 million, so it's a minor victory at best. So where does this leave Unity? Well, former IBM president James Whitehurst has been appointed as Unity's interim CEO and president, while Roloff Botha, lead independent director of the Unity board, has been named its new chairman. And while things have largely calmed down since Unity backtracked on most of the changes, this move was basically essential in attempting to restore even an ounce of trust from devs and publishers. I still can't help but feel like the damage is done for a large chunk of the community, but at the same time, a lot of companies have sunk a whole load of time and money investing into the Unity ecosystem, and realistically, considering the development cycle of a game being a few years, we won't start seeing the bulk of the aftermath until we're late into the 2020s. The Microsoft Activision deal has been chugging along all year, and despite a spanner being thrown in the works by the CMA, it seems to be all but confirmed at this point. That means both companies are daring to dream about what that means for their titles, and now we've got a rather exciting hint from Activision Blizzard. They tweeted out yesterday, "As we continue to work towards regulatory approval of the Microsoft deal, we've been getting some questions whether our upcoming and recently launched games will be available via Game Pass. While we don't have plans to put Modern Warfare 3 or Diablo 4 into Game Pass this year, once the deal closes, we expect to start working with Xbox to bring our titles to more players around the world. And we anticipate that we would begin adding games into Game Pass sometime in the course of next year." And initially, some people might be disappointed that they won't be getting the latest COD in Game Pass every year, but let's be honest, the franchise is a money printing machine, and Microsoft aren't ever going to turn off that bad boy. But diving into the tweet further reveals some interesting plans. The fact that they only mentioned the latest Call of Duty and Diablo heavily suggests that all the other titles are coming to Game Pass, and considering the rate that Activision churn out Call of Duties, that's a whole lot of games. I've always been someone who's kind of dipped in and out of the franchise, so I'd be down for playing all of the campaigns and zombie modes that I've missed. Plus, this year we saw a massive resurgence in people playing the multiplayer from the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 era games, so clearly there's an appetite for that sweet, sweet nostalgia. I certainly want to go back to the days of 360 no-scopes with an intervention, knifing everyone with a commando build, and playing Mike Myers on Terminal. God, those were the days. Not only that, but it's interesting that they said this year in the tweets. Now, it makes sense that it's going to take some time to get the ball rolling once the deal officially goes through, but it would make sense that the new Call of Duty titles would be added to Game Pass a year after release. It also begs the question about what other Activision Blizzard games will be coming to Game Pass. Going by this document leaked by the FTC trial, World of Warcraft is on the way, which, as someone who likes to dip into WoW every now and then as well, would be a massive win. Also, there's no one talking about this, but Guitar Hero is strangely on the list, so I'm rather curious what that means. I've been playing a load of drums on the old games, leading me to whip out the Xbox 360 and old Rock Band drums, and considering the state of my kick pedal, yeah, it's broken in 3 places and barely surviving, a new game would be more than welcome. Yes, I know about Clone Hero, and I can get, a digital drum kit to hook up, but look at the view count of this video. Do you think I'm rolling in it? Obviously I'm not, come on. But I digress. What do you think of all these titles on Game Pass? Would you actually play any of the old Call of Duty games? Let us know in the comments down below. Now for my favourite story of the day. Minecraft players are revolting against this year's mob vote, and they're creating a whole load of propaganda to help them succeed. For those unaware, the mob vote is a yearly event where Mojang presents 3 new potential creatures, and the community votes for which one is added to the game. And this year, it's a rather tough choice. You've got crabs, which spawn in the mangrove swamps and drop a crab claw, allowing people to build blocks from further away. Very useful. There's the armadillo, very cute, and it spawns in warm biomes and drops scute, which can be used to craft protective armor for your pet wolves. Want that. And last but certainly not least, we have penguins spawning in the Stony Shores biome, granting a speed boost to your boats. Very good indeed. They all sound like rather delightful additions, and it's rather difficult to choose. And that's the dilemma that's evoked a fire within the hearts of Minecraft players. After years of having mobs dangled in their faces and being told, no, just pick one, they're thinking, wait a second, no, we want all three. And so the revolution begins. In all the mob vote YouTube videos, the comments are flooded with people demanding change. Some call for boycotts, others plot to make all the 3 votes equal in hopes they get all 3. Meanwhile, over on change.org, players mobilise with a petition having reached over 273,000 signatures in mere days, and the number is still climbing. Scroll down to the reasons for signing section, and the top voted response simply reads, I hate the mob vote. Well, guess what? I hear you, buddy, but it doesn't stop there. The players have a message, and what better way to spread it than with some good old-fashioned Soviet-style propaganda. And you know what? The pieces are rather effective. I haven't played Minecraft in years, but even I'm wondering why armadillos, wolves, and crabs can't live harmoniously at Minecraft for me to exploit. What the hell, Mojang? What the hell? Now, there's going to be those of you thinking, God, I wish people got this upset about real issues, which is fair. The world is a very messed up place. But then again, there's an underlying humour to all of this. Plus, sadly, most people feel powerless to evoking any real change in the world. At least with small things like this, there's a reasonably high chance of success, especially as most devs do care about what their player base think, especially if it can hurt their bottom line. Not that Mojang have responded yet. So far, they've been radio silent, which I'm sure is only emboldening the anti-mob vote cause. Either way, the vote begins on October 13th and closes on October 15th, so there's still time for change. If I had to hedge my bets, the vote will all go through, they'll announce the winner, and then follow it up by saying they've heard the community loud and clear, and that all the mobs will be added to the game, just that the winner will be added first. There you go, Mojang, you can take that bit of PR advice for free. Or pay me, I need a new drum kit. And that's the show. Thanks for tuning in. As always, a like, subscribe, or comment is always nice. But in the spirit of Minecraft players, why not all 3? Also, I'm going to be away for a week now, but don't worry, other members of the GINX team will have you covered. So in the meantime, check out yesterday's video right here and come back tomorrow for your daily fix of gaming news.